We're live.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, bees.
Hi, Pumpkin Queen.
I was writing Theresa is the pumpkin. It was too long. I was like, oh, fine. Pumpkin Queen. Whatever.
I love it. I love it. Do you have anything pumpkin on you right now or any?
I don't, although I have heard through the grapevine that Dunkin' Donuts has released their pumpkin fare. So tomorrow, that's the first thing I'm going to do in the morning is go to Dunkin' Donuts and get me some terrible Dunkin' coffee. I'm so excited.
No, I love Dunkin' coffee with all the cream in it and all the good.
It's literally just diabetes in a cup. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Love it.
That's what we're going for. No,
I
don't have anything. Well, we have pumpkin beer in the fridge.
Wait a second. What's your pumpkin beer?
Well, it's actually, we're not that into it because it's not super pumpkin-y, but it's the UFO pumpkin beer.
Yeah, no, I didn't really care for that one.
Okay, so you know it.
Yes, I do know that.
Yeah,
yes.
It was like, I don't really taste that much pumpkin in it.
Yeah. Not a fan of that one. My favorite one is Shipyard. Oh my God, so good.
Okay, I don't know that I tried that.
Shipyard, there are two versions. They have a Smashing Pumpkin one that I think it's like almost 10% alcohol content, which is dangerous. And then they have the blue one, which I think is just, I don't know what they have. Pumpkin Head, I think it's called. That one is straight. It's like water. It's like maybe 3 or 4%. Like it's nothing too big, but it tastes really good. And my brother-in-law, he does the whole cinnamon sugar rim, and about 7, 8 of those later, like I feel drunk, but it's great.
I was gonna say that's a little low ABV for my Viking taste. However, but I want to say hello to some people. I see Emily Han is here. Hi.
Hello, babies.
If you guys don't know, I'm sure you know who this lovely person is right next to me, but if you don't, she is Theresa is dead.
But I'm alive.
But she's alive right now.
Good one. Now.
For now. And so I've, of course, linked her channel in the description box. So please, if you haven't subscribed to her, please go and watch her channel and subscribe because duh.
Oh, I'm a weirdo. You'll love it or hate it, but you'll hate watch me, which is fine because I love the engagement. Yeah.
Well, the thing is too, you have it right because I've said so many times, I love the fact that you start every video off with a very funny disclaimer in the beginning, letting people know exactly what they're in for.
It's weird. You either love it or you don't love it.
Yeah.
And I still get occasionally people are like, and I'm like, there's a disclaimer in the beginning of the video. You have no one's fault but yourself if you continue after the disclaimer.
Yeah.
But thank you for the engagement, Susie. I appreciate it.
That's right. It really helps my channel.
It does. Every hate comment. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. Truly. Someone asked you a question. Kimberly Langendorfer said, Theresa, will you tell us the origin of the Theresa is Dead title?
Okay, so this is really fun. About 10 years ago, I think I created an Instagram. I think that's how long I've had Instagram for. It's like maybe 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah, about. Or whatever. Let's just say 10 years. I just decided to call it Theresa is Dead. I don't know why. I just did. And I don't remember. I made my Twitter Theresa's Dead. I just thought, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Didn't think anything of it. I don't have any like fun sort of backstory. When I decided to start my channel, I don't want to use my real name. So I was like, well, I already have all the social media handles with it. So I might as well just say Theresa's Dead.
That's great.
So a lot of people are like, oh, a lot of people kind of get confused in the beginning and they just think like I'm a spooky girl and like I'm just very macabre. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I am like, I'm a little goth baby, but in all reality, I'm like a big softie that just, I have literally a stuffed animal that sits behind me and makes snarky comments when I do my videos. So it's just, that's it really. Yeah. There's no real story other than I decided that it was funny 10 years ago and I kept it.
Yeah, it totally works. I kind of thought it was, when you said like, oh my God, I'm dead. Like maybe it was a reference to that, but like, I didn't think too much about it either. I was like, I just like it. So I don't know.
It's funny because when I first started my channel, I never said like, welcome back to Theresa's Dead, whatever. Actually, funny story. I can't even say that because I get demonetized automatically when I say, welcome back to Theresa's Dead. I can't even say my own channel name.
What? You get demonetized for that?
Yeah, so I've changed it since then to say like, "Hi, my name is Theresa. Welcome back." I can't even say dead.
Really?
And yeah, it's very like demonetization is very strange, but I can't say dead anymore. But in the beginning, I never said it. I was just like, "Hi," and then eventually people would be like, "You curse too much." I'm like, "All right, let me make a little disclaimer in the beginning because yeah, it's fair, fine." And then I did, and then one day I just said like, "Hi, welcome back. My name is Theresa's dad, but I'm very much alive." And then someone was like, "Oh, that's funny," and then it kind of just stuck, and I was like, "All right." So
I love it. I absolutely love it. What are you drinking?
I am drinking Ufo. I like saying it like that because I feel like I have to, but it's just from Long Island though, so it's probably like Wolfa, But this is the Ufo number 139 dry rosé cider. I said dry rose cider on accident earlier today, and my husband was like, "It's rosé." Like he was so snarky. I was like, "Get the hell out of here."
Well, he's Paul Giamatti.
I know, it's true. It's true. He knows his wines. So I was like, "All right, Paul, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I love you."
Oh my God. So, well, your husband now has like a YouTube channel that's all about food, right?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh crap. Let me.
I started watching it the other night and I was totally into it. And I commented because he first of all has the most lovely, soothing voice. I was entranced.
It's so good. It's so good.
But he's also a great cook, and he does like great recipes.
I'm actually trying to type very gingerly.
Yes, please.
The name of his channel. Alex is bored. I should know Alex is bored. Let me just drop it in Chatty Poos. Yes. Or how do I do that? Somebody that knows me.
Here, so I'll do it. It's out. Remind me. I want to get it right. It's
Alex. Is bored. Yeah.
Alex is bored. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was more complicated than that. Alex. No. I messed it up. Alex. I already messed it up. Alex is bored.
Yeah, he's bored. I'm dead. He's bored. And then we have a podcast called Dead and Bored, which is just fun. Thank you. Thank you. I was like trying to figure out like how do I put it in like the linky thingy, but no, we're just not going to do that today. But he's amazing because he knows how to cook and I don't. So to feed this Jabba body that I got, he has developed these really great recipes, and I'm very blessed that he knows how to cook. So I clean, he cooks. Actually, the dishwasher cleans. I should even take that back. Like I'm actually stealing credit for my dishwasher, but no, he's awesome. And right now he got back into doing videos because he's like, I like making food and I want to do videos. I said, fucking do it. Just you only have one life. So if you want to make YouTube videos about making cheesy fiesta potatoes, baby soar, do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched one. There's only a few so far, right?
He has made some in the past, but I actually like his more current ones because they're kind of straight to the point and they're like faster. It's like binging with Babish or something. Like it's kind of similar to that content where it's just really fast. He's making something. He's being very, very soothing and sexy, and it's all good, And I get to eat. It's a win-win.
No kidding. And that, oh my God, he did like, my mouth just spurred out saliva. I think he did a prime rib or like a.
Yes. Oh, it was our Christmas prime rib. It was so good.
Oh,
it was so good.
So
He's
good.
such a good boy.
Yeah. Is he there? He's not there right now.
No, he's actually that little bastard. So he's closing right now. He's a manager in Target. Okay. And he said to me, he goes, hey, make sure you plug my channel. And I was like, who do you think you are, mister? Like, what? So when you brought it up, I cannot wait to tell him when he gets home time. Like, I didn't even bring your ass up. Cate did. So.
Well, I was on YouTube last night watching him make some sort of like a chorizo situation. So
that chorizo paella, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. And I had to retweet it, one because I'm obligated apparently, but the other thing is I was like, I kind of need you to make it. So on Wednesdays he has off. So that's when I call lunch service days because I work from home. So he'll be a slave in the kitchen. It's great. I love it. We have the best marriage.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, my God, it's amazing. You have it completely figured out. Cara C is here. Hi, Kara.
Hey, Kara.
Yes.
Oh, BDB is also here too. I see BDB.
Oh, I now know what that is. I remember.
You're welcome.
I think it happened when I was a little tipsy last time, and then the next day I was like, "Wait, did that happen?
Who? What?
Who now? What?
Excuse me?" We love that. We love nicknames in this crowd.
Yes, I adore it. I'm just checking out the comments. So, someone mentioned, because I was talking on one of my live streams about what I'm watching recently, and I finished the documentary Fear City, which is about the mob.
Michelle told me about that.
Okay.
So she was. I love mafia. Like I love anything mafia because I grew up in Ozone Park, New York, which was John Gotti neighborhood. Like so, I grew up.
Wow.
With the mafia. I actually used to work in a grocery store that I'm pretty sure had mafia ties because they used to come in the parking lot and do their business deals.
Oh my God.
There was this one guy, it's actually a real person, like Ronnie One Arm. He actually had one arm and he was a bookie. Nice fellow. But like, I remember this stuff growing up. So she was telling me, I was like, it's on my list of things to watch, but I think it's from the 70s and 80s. Which is a little bit before my time. So I was just like, all right, I'm definitely, what is it, like Sammy the Bull and stuff like that they're talking about? It's
the 5 main mafia families. So it's like Gambino, Lucchese, I don't know who else, but those people, all those families.
Perfect.
And it's very dense. I will say, like, it's 3 episodes and it's very, you got to pay attention because, like, there's a lot going on.
Oh, okay.
But it's, I know, you can't, like...
You can't play Candy Crush.
Probably not. You could probably play Candy Crush and watch the Frank Sinatra documentary, which is very enjoyable. But maybe not. That's also kind of mobsterish as well, because he had so many friends in the mafia.
Yes. I love it. I love mafia, like just anything mafia. It's great.
Yeah.
And I think also kind of growing up with it and kind of having a taste of it and just seeing how insane it was, because my grandparents used to own a candy store and my grandparents had a payphone in the candy store. So a lot of the times the mobsters would give me and my brother like $5 to go across the street to go play at that little arcade that was across the street while they did their business. And like I remember 4th of July, they used to like close down 101st Avenue and it basically, they used to have like a big like Macy's almost fireworks show and they used to serve hot dogs. And so as kids, we're like, mafia is great. Meanwhile, they're killing people. And we're like, yay!
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
God, you have ties to the mafia we didn't know about. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I even have one further, which I won't get too far into it because it's kind of depressing. My cousin is technically like a cold case murder. So my cousin passed away like 1 month after I was born. So this is November of 1985. I was born in October 1985. And he was involved with the mafia, allegedly. I'll say that allegedly.
Wow.
And he, did not end up very well for him. So.
Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh no, it's totally fine. Like, I mean, it was very like tragic, obviously, for the family. I didn't obviously know him or anything like that, but it was something that was wild. It was like a very wild time. So I didn't know about that until much later when I was like a teenager and I found out about it because as a kid they never told us that. But
wow, that's crazy.
Fun fact about me.
That is a fun fact to be sure. Also, I wanted to point out Glitter Kitten sent a super chat, so thank you to Glitter Kitten.
I love Glitter Kitten.
She has 2 questions. One, Kate, what is that headband? So this is my mom sent this to me and it's from Etsy and it has skulls, like multicolored sugar skulls. We love skulls. So if I could find it, I'd link it, but it's so random. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But also, she said, and Mom, tell me some weird stuff. She says to you, Theresa.
Well, I think the mafia right now, I guess we can call it, that was very weird, like a very fun, weird fact about myself. Weird. A weird fact actually about me is that I probably said it like on a live stream someplace or whatever, but I'm very good at bowling. Like stupid good, and to the
At
point where
bowling?
as a kid I could have went professional, but I chose not to because I was going to be an actor. That didn't pan out, but yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. I had a very weird childhood.
Wow, that's a lot of variety right there. The mob, professional bowling, acting.
I have it all, basically.
You do. You were just a nat.
I'm like a little Renaissance woman.
You
just
really,
saying.
You are, because also you were a photography major in college.
Yeah. That was the other thing too, is I went to school for photography, and this is before the world burst. So
Yes.
Unfortunately, there was no jobs, no nothing. And the only work you could technically get was free work, which I don't know if you know, but you can't really pay the bills with free work.
You can't.
Yeah. So that didn't happen. And
Yeah.
then I kind of just ended up at my current job or whatever. And that's been fine. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I actually I was an artist. I like to say I was an artist because I don't really do anything now, but I was an artist though.
Well, I think you're an artist. Like, I think to be on YouTube, I mean, you're very artistic with your channel. I mean, you do creative things and you're memorable. I mean, that's what that is, right?
It's true.
It is
my failed art career has now blossomed into YouTube.
Into more fame than you probably, I mean, not to diminish your art career that you didn't have, but perhaps more fame now than ever could have been.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, I have been in a couple of shows, never in America. I had work shown in China, Denmark, like everywhere else. Yeah. I've been in shows and stuff like that. But when it came to America, especially New York, it's very cutthroat. So you have to know the right people. You also have to be willing to do things. And yes. I'm like, I'm just not that kind of girl. So I didn't pan out for me very well. But it's kind of, I don't know, like I'm kind of glad that I ended up doing this in YouTube, because there was one thing that I did in college. There was like a video class where I talked a little bit about my day when I used to work in CVS, and people thought it was really funny. And they were like, oh, you should do videos. And I kind of was like, oh, okay. And like, I never really thought about it. And now later in life, I'm doing videos. So it's kind of comes like a little bit of a full circle moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
People knew. We should listen to these people who are like, you should do this.
I know. Where are they now? Instead I'm like, no, I'm just going to doubt myself. The usual.
Sorry, I was having a bit of an internet issue, but I wanted to say that Lourdes Selman, so instead of super chatting, some people are also sending PayPal and Venmo. So that's very sweet. Lourdes sent $50 saying happy Saturday. So hi, Lourdes. Thank you.
We love that. Oh my God.
Yes. We do love that.
We love that.
I was just scoping out who else was here in the chat. Here's a question for you. What are you watching right now?
Ooh, currently, it's so funny. I don't really watch a lot of TV, or if I do watch TV, it's things that I have watched a million times over. So it would be like Community or Office, or, just things that are kind of like in the background. Yeah. I'm a big YouTube watcher. So I kind of replaced TV in the last, I would say like 5 years. I kind of replaced TV with more YouTubers, and right now I'm just on a big Disney kick. I think because I miss it so much. Yeah. So I watch a lot of Disney vloggers and then yell at them, like not at them personally, but more like me just yelling at the screen, like, you're an idiot. Why are you going to a theme park in a pandemic? It gives me joy. Yeah. But I watch stuff like that, or actually me and Alex, we are starting to celebrate Halloween early because it's August, obviously. Yeah, clearly. And so right now we're kind of currently watching like just, old horror movies and stuff like that. Now, my trashy side though, however, is during the work week, I'll watch Bravo. I'm a very big reality snob, kind of housewives-ish kind of bitch. So I love watching trashy stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, I have to say, first of all, like on the topic of reality TV and the mob, I was having a conversation with Michelle she loves the mob too. I feel like we had a whole conversation about the mob. Love it. And we discovered that we both enjoyed the show Mob Wives on VH1. Oh my God, Did you watch that?
So I watched a little bit of it, but my stepfather though, oh my God. So my stepfather, he used to be like a truck driver in New Hampshire. And then when he got kind of older and he retired to New York and then ultimately whatever got married to my mom and stuff, he has become a reality show guru kind of. So he used to tell me all about the mob wives and like when I used to like live in the bottom apartment from them. My mom would be upstairs apartment from me. And I used to have like dinner with them. He used to be like, oh, you're not going to believe like what Big Ange did. And he used to tell me, and it's funny because it's coming from this little man that has a thick New England accent. And to him to try to tell me how these Staten Island women are acting was probably even better than the show.
Yeah.
So I got to know a lot about that show. I got to know a lot about Survivor, Big Brother, like like so many. Oh God, Jersey. He's a big Jersey Shore person. So like, oh, can you believe this Snooki? I'm like, how old are you, sir? Like, what's going on here?
Is he still watching those things?
Oh, absolutely. I actually talked to him the other day and he was just telling me about, oh God, there was a show that they just started watching on Netflix. Shit's escaping me. But he was just, instead of letting me watch the show, he just tells me all about it. And I'm like, all right, I guess I've seen it. It's fine.
Just giving you the full-blown plot. Just like
it's all right.
Yeah, that sounds entertaining, quite frankly.
You would love him. He's an adorable little short man with a big pot belly. Usually spaghetti stains on him. And he just loves reality TV show. He loves The View. Oh, he loves like The Dish.
Oh my God.
When the Mario Batali thing happened, he was so heartbroken. He was like, I can't believe that happened to him. And I was just like, what? Like he gets so invested in these people, and I'm like, they're like parasocial relationships.
Yeah,
like these people don't know who you are. Stop it.
They don't. The parasocial relationships are a real thing.
They are. I mean, I don't know how. Like, do you have with YouTube? I feel like there's a fair share of it. You know, yes. I think because of like how you come across. You know, because you're being your authentic self, and people are like, oh my God, you remind me of me and whatever. And I don't mind it. Sometimes people can be a little like much, and I'm like, I love you, but I love you from a distance.
From a distance.
Exactly.
Over there, just a little space, just a little bit of space. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think about what I've been watching, but it's really those documentaries, and then we've been catching up on Schitt's Creek. Do you watch Schitt's Creek?
No, but everyone keeps telling me that I need to watch it. I hear it's fantastic.
It is fantastic. It was kind of a hard sell with me because it was like the bar was so high that it almost couldn't rise to that for me because everyone had talked about it so much, and you kind of have to push through, but it really is. I think you'd enjoy it. And it's short. It's like 22-minute episodes.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's like, I think, really good.
See, I'm interested because I love Best in Show.
Oh, so good.
Oh my God.
Christopher Guest.
I love Waiting for Guffman. I love all of those.
Oh my God.
Movies.
Waiting for Guffman, I think, is pretty like a lot of people don't know about that movie, and it's my favorite, of course.
It's so good.
Yes.
It's so good.
I know.
And I love it. And I think that's why I always wanted to watch, Schitt's Creek, and just like hasn't happened or whatever, but I will make it a point. Because I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm like, I need to have something in the background while I'm working. And a lot of my coworkers are like, oh my God, you're going to love it. Like you will love it. And I'm like, all right. But a lot of my coworkers also really loved Game of Thrones, and I could care less. So that's why I was just like,
okay, that's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good unpopular opinion. I could care less about Game of Thrones. I watched it for like a hot minute, and then I just stopped one day. And then everybody watched it. And then just to piss people off, I just chose not to watch it. So when they would try to talk to me about it, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, you know who Hodor is. And I know who he is. But I'm like, who is that? So what is he? Hodor. Who named someone Hodor? It pissed people off so badly. I loved it, but I did watch the last season, which I think arguably is like the worst season. I think I heard, or that's what a lot of people were saying.
Yeah.
My husband watched it the whole time, and he would tell me like, you should watch it. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch it. He's like, all right, whatever, weirdo. And then towards the end, I was like, just to piss people off, I'll watch the last few episodes and pretend I'm really into it. And it was terrible. And I was like, this is the show y'all wanted me to watch.
Oh my God.
And they were like, no, you don't understand. And I'm like, Sorry, this was terrible.
That's enraged. You've enraged people. That's mean.
I know.
It's cruel.
I'm a horrible person.
You're vile. It's disgusting.
Cancel me, y'all.
Teresa's dad is canceled.
Cancel. She doesn't like Game of Thrones. Although I do laugh though, because I remember there was at one point a rash of people like naming their babies, like the names in the show, Daenerys and shit like that. There was a period where people were actually naming their kids like Targaryen. Yeah.
No.
And now I think it's hilarious because of how it ended, and now nobody talks about it. Like it's like a dirty secret almost. And I'm like, wow, you named your child that? Like, that's amazing.
Okay, I did not know about that trend, and that's not okay.
Oh my God. That's the thing. A lot of the shows, like when they're really, really popular, people just really capitalize on it. And they're like, we need to. I knew people that had Game of Thrones weddings and like just intense stuff like that. And now I'm like, I hope you look back at that with such fondness for that show because it sucked.
Oh my God.
I'm terrible.
No, I kind of love it. Even though I did enjoy Game of Thrones, I'm not like a stan so much that I care that you feel that way. I'm like, okay, like it's fine.
I love when people get super upset. I'm just like, it's a TV show. It's all cool. Like, it's all good, bro.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
We love each other. It's fine.
I wanted to. Sarah Better Off Red is here, so hello, Better Off Red.
Hi, Pumpkin.
Hi. Okay, so I do have a couple questions that I think are fun questions. Now they are ripoffs from when I did my live stream with Sarah and Michelle. But honestly, I ask these questions like constantly whenever I do live streams with other people because I just think they're good conversation starters and they always lead to bitching. So why the hell not?
I love that. I love bitching. All right, go for it.
Okay, great.
What do we got?
Here we go. We're getting in there. So, what's a question you hate being asked?
In general or just YouTube? Like on YouTube?
Both. Do YouTube first.
Okay. YouTube, everything I usually say is, I would say 99.9% of the time is linked in the description. And it kills me when someone's like, what do you have on this? What do you have on And I'm just like, dude, just click the button. Like, just click it and you could see it. Like, it's right there. Right. It's right, bro, right there. So that annoys the hell out of me because I'll occasionally get that. Or not so much a question, but if I say something wrong, whatever, right? I'll get 1,000. I'll be like, you said that wrong. You said that wrong. And I'm like, I'm going to drive to your house and just slap you. Just slap you. Just one, like a little slap. It's not going to hurt, but it's going to prove a point that you don't mess with a YouTuber. Right. Just like, right. I'll use my AdSense money right now to get Greyhound bus tickets just to find you. Stop it. Stop it.
I will actually be there with binoculars on, just like in the back, just like watching, just like living for it. Because yes, I support you.
In real life, it's when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna have kids? And I think now people kind of chilled out with that because they realized that, like, just don't ask me. Because one, it's a to be quick, it's a rude question to ask because you don't know somebody's history. You don't know if somebody's actually actively trying. You don't know if they have infertility issues. You don't know. Know. You should know. Maybe also on the flip side, maybe you don't want kids. Right. That's okay too. And for me and Paul, we don't want kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're like, although the other thing I'll get to is like, oh, but you guys would be such good parents. Like, you want to raise it? Go raise it. I'll birth it out. It'll slither out of me. Go raise it. I don't know. What do you want me to do? I can't. Like, it's not that I dislike children. They're just so sticky. And I am just a narcissist that I want to spend money on myself. Like, at least I'm honest about it. Like, I'm making my money. I want to be able to do fun things. And I know having a child or even like having a pet, there's a lot of things that happen that you can't do because of responsibility.
No, you're literally giving your life away.
Exactly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with people who want children. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm so happy for people who want kids because it's like, to me, that makes them, for me, I feel like that makes them a good parent because they really, really want it so badly. And, like they seem like they have like a really good heart, and that's awesome. But for people that recognize that they don't want children, like, nobody should crucify them for that. It's a decision. Plus, there's so many goddamn people on this earth. Like, it's fine to like skip a couple of generations. Some generations deserve to die.
No one. It's fair. Let's not name who those are, but yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No.
I mean, from a personal level, I can think of like 6. I'm like, I could say it. I could say it right now. No, I'm kidding.
Almost everyone. Almost everyone then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I'm of course loudly agreeing with you because when the first live stream I did with Michelle. Well, the last one we did, she cannot stand. She brought up the children thing, and then we all got on board. It was the 3 of us just talking about how we couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes. So it's just not a propes. It's not a propes.
No, I mean, because again, kind of going back to the thing, it's like it's like kind of asking a woman like how old she is, or like, what do you weigh? You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like, it's kind of like a really weird and rude question, and especially if you're assuming that somebody wants children too. Because that on that note too, I've had people who have been like, why don't you want kids? They're so precious. And I'm like, are they really though? I think they're overrated. You know, like I've had that conversation and people get upset. Because
who says that? Who are these people who are saying this to you?
A lot of Long Island people. Long Island people are very strange.
Okay. That's what I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got it. Yes.
I've like my mother-in-law, for example, for a long time would ask me constantly, and Alex there's 5 boys altogether, right? So there's 5 of them. He's number 4.
That's too many.
You're telling me, all right? I was like, damn. And oof. She was very like, oh, I want grandkids. I want this. And so all the other brothers, with the exception of one other one, they all have kids. And she just kept asking us. And at one point I just like snapped at her and I was like, stop fucking asking. And then she never asked again. And now she looks at us and says, I think you guys are smart for not having kids, because do you see these kids? And I was like, yeah, I know, they're a little pain in the asses.
Yeah. Well,
like your marriage is not falling apart.
Right. Well,
too much tea.
At least she came around. At least she admitted it. She came around.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, Michelle Wong is here. Yes, the queen is
here. Queen. My queen's here.
Oh, see, Tony Page, she makes a good point. I hate when people ask why I never remarried. I don't like marriage. Sorry. Like, all these questions people don't ask me these questions. I have to say, I have received, I don't know. I don't get that a lot. I think that really just says to me that people think I don't know what, a mess, I guess. They're like, that's not for her. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm glad I don't, but I also have a lot of friends who do deal with that, and I'm angry for them. Yeah. I feel all the rage for them.
It's just a kind of crappy question, and it's not really necessary. You don't need to ask somebody that. And I'm thankful that, like I said, it kind of stopped. That question has stopped because I think people just like finally got the hint after the 90th time being like, fuck no. So I'm very happy about that. But for a while there, like it almost made me feel bad. Like I'm missing this maternal instinct inside of me. Cause like when I see a baby, I don't go, oh, that's so precious. I'm just kind of like, ew. Like, what did that slither? Oh, okay. Actually, my favorite thing to do, this is so mean, is that when I see a baby and it's like not a particular, because some babies are just not cute. Like they have to grow into their heads. You know what I mean? They have to grow into their faces and all, and then they're like knockouts, right? But like usually at birth, they're like sacks of fluid.
They're knockouts. Okay.
I'm trying to be positive here.
That's nice.
So when I see, especially coworkers will like, oh, you see my child? I'm like, I love that outfit. I always say, I love that outfit. That's a beautiful outfit. I wish I had one in my size. That is my go-to statement. And everyone's like, oh, you're so funny. I'm like, yeah. Moving on. We're not talking about your child's face. So mean.
I love that. You're saying something positive, but also not focusing on.
No, I'm never going to shit talk somebody's kid, because that's their kid, and if they want to shit talk, that's fine. It's their kid. Sure. But I'm just going to comment on the positives, and the positives right now is that adorable train conductor outfit you put him in. That's adorable. I love that. Choo choo all the way.
Yes, I fully agree. I'm on board. Oh, also Patricia Goodwin, thank you for the $20 super chat, Patricia.
Thank you, Patricia. Mother Patricia.
We love it.
We love that.
I'm scrolling here to see if anyone, because this is such an interesting topic. I want to know what else people have to say, but I think our people are mostly loudly. Oh, Aaron M. I have a kid. Can agree they are overrated. As I type this, he spills cheese on the floor. Love him though most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, see, there you go. And I think that like when people are like, oh, but you'd be such good parents, or like, oh, but you would love your child so much. It's like, no, but that's ingrained. That's like, you have to love it's ingrained in you, or else you would murder them.
Exactly. Like I know if God forbid I get knocked up. God forbid. Of course I'm going to love my child. I'm going to hate everybody else's kids because they suck. My child's going to be great. I know that. But I don't want one though. Although, I
don't know though. You can really roll the dice.
That is true. Like my brother is, whoa, I feel bad for my mom. She has to deal with me and my brother. Like we're polar opposites, like, and when we were kids, like we just constantly fought, and I would always be like, I'm the good child. Like I was such a little fuck about that. But no, it's true. You can get a roll of a dice where like, for example, like my brother is like, like I said, we're vastly different. So I don't have patience with him, but my mom has a lot of patience with him because that's her child. So I'll never understand her love for that thing.
Right.
I mean, we're fine, whatever, like, but I don't want to make it sound like me and my brother, like, we're like, oh God, against odds. But you know what I mean? Like when you have a sibling, sometimes it's just like, oh, God, get away from me. Where did you come from? I don't know where you came from. You're obviously the milkman's baby. Where is this? Show me the birth certificate.
Such a throwback. The milkman's baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
because that was the one thing is that me and my brother, we look also vastly different. He's tall, thin, dark hair, green eyes, and I was shorter, fatter. I technically had like dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. So I would always be like, "Where'd you come from? You're not a part of us." And he'd be like, "Shut up."
I love it. I love it. Clarissa Fell said, with 3 exclamation points, I love children. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm like, well, Clarissa, you're on your own. I mean, you're probably not on your own. There are other people who are with you. I just don't know those people.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Jury's still out.
What's that?
The jury's still out on that.
I mean, that's like really extreme. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Whoa.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So, I don't know about that.
I hope you're a school teacher because God bless you.
I have to give it to like the school teachers have the most patience in the world. The ones that I know anyway, not everybody, I should say, but the ones that I know. And usually the ones that are the school teachers are the ones that never want kids. I always find that funny.
That is interesting. Well, they probably feel like they already take care of children.
They don't need any more. They already deal with 30 on a day-to-day basis for 9 months. Last thing you need to do is just have a couple running in home. Like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, that's just, you're a glutton for punishment at that point.
Oh yeah.
There's something else. There's lots of interesting comments happen. Oh, Linda G. It's a very old-timey thing to ask. Times have changed, and now people are doing things at their own pace. Yeah, that's true. It shouldn't be automatically expected. Yeah, things are just... they are changing.
Absolutely. I think too, like so me and Alex, we've been together for about like 12 years or so. And is it 12 years or 13 years? I don't know. We've been together for a while. I can't remember. But in the beginning of our relationship, because like we spent our 20s together, so a lot of people would often ask in the very beginning of like, when you're getting married, when you're having kids. And then I think it got to a certain point where they died down. And I'm kind of glad that a lot of people now, if they're choosing to have kids, are having them later in life and not when they're still a child, like when you're in your early 20s, because that's dangerous to me anyway, because you still have so much to grow in your 20s. Yeah. You mess up a lot, like you do a lot of weird shit in your 20s. Yes. And to kind of stop you from having that experience is like, I feel bad. So like, I look at like my parents, for example, they, like as soon as they got married, they popped my brother out and then they popped me out 2 years later. Mm-hmm. And I always ask, like, do you like kind of regret not actually having more of an adulthood? And she's like, yeah, but it was expected in the 80s. Like you were supposed to get married, immediately have a child. If you didn't have a child, there's something wrong with you. you know? So she's like, I kind of followed everybody else. And she's like, but I still love you. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. Thanks. But I don't blame her though, you know? So
yeah, this person is saying, Jen, I can say I have never known love like I love my child. I jump in front of a bus for him crazy. I mean, that's just,
yeah.
and I think that's I mean, that's what I'm saying. Thank
Yeah.
God we're all wired that way, because otherwise you might throw him in front of a bus. So it's good.
That's very good.
Not that I'm saying your child should be thrown in front of a bus. Oh my God.
Kate the Great's canceled. She's throwing kids in front of buses.
You don't like children and I'm unsubscribing. Shut up.
Oh my God. I like I said, there's nothing wrong with if people who like love children want children. There's nothing wrong. Like, I'm happy for you. That's great. It's not a part of my journey though.
Oh yeah.
And do not put it on me.
That's the thing. There's nothing, like, I'm not shading people. Like, have the kids or whatever. But like, I don't want to have the kids. That's all.
No,
that's all.
I want to be able to do whatever the hell I want to do. And that's like the selfish part of me. Sure. But fuck, like, I want to be able to, if I want to one night just randomly just go out and just go out, who cares, and come home at 4:00 in the morning, I could do that.
You can.
You know, that's great. Let's all snort some Plan B tonight. That's my daughter, everybody.
Oh my God, Glitter Kitten. Thank God she was here. Thank you, Glitter Kitten.
Thank you. Make sure you take that Plan B. Have a safe night. Have a safe night. We love you.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I think that, like, and I don't think that because people say they don't want to have kids or they aren't kid people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be defensive if you want, but I guess I don't really understand that, because there are a bazillion people who do love children. And I feel like it's just sort of an unpopular but an honest opinion.
Oh yeah.
And just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're a kid person, or that's a, you know, we're done. But you know.
Absolutely. No. And I think I'm kind of glad that the stereotype is kind of breaking, I would say, a little bit, where people are either are not like making it known that they're not having children, or at least having them later in life after they have, like, you know, lived their life, you know, made their mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. Dim Sum Girl said, thank you for the super chat. She said, after 15 years and 2 kids, I finally see return on investment because my older makes me food. That's great.
That's great. I love
that.
That's awesome, because actually, like, my mom, so my dad passed away, so I just have like one living parent, then I have my stepdad. But my mom, though, because I know what she did for me growing up, that I'm happy now that I'm able to provide for her. So, like, I'll just shower her with little gifts and stuff like that. And, you know, now she's like, it pays to have children. I'm like, absolutely. Enjoy that Coach bag. Enjoy it. It's nice, you know, but that was the other thing too. A lot of people would say to me when I would be like, no, I don't want kids. And they're like, well, when you get older, like, don't you want kids to take care of you? I'm like, you're making it sound like if I did have kids and my kids even liked me, you know, because there are a lot of times too when people get older where kids are like, I had a very strained relationship with my parents. I don't want to have anything to do with them.
That's a terribly selfish, narcissistic, that's redundant, reason to have a child. So you can be taken care of when you're old. That's busted. That's busted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah. And I was dumbfounded. I was just like, who cares? Like, I'm going to make enough, if I need to make enough money or whatever to give myself a pension or blah, 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 just take care of me to the end of my time. That's on me. Like, I'm not going to put that somebody else. Like, the only reason why I'm having you is that when I can't wipe my own ass, you're going to be doing it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm the most narcissistic asshole that ever was. You're welcome.
It's like, who cares? I'm like, you're putting a lot of stock too that my kid is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. Some people just dump their parents in homes. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I mean, yes, of course I am glad that my parents had me. I think we're all grateful.
Oh yeah.
Although they didn't have me, I wouldn't know. So there's that.
But exactly. Anyway, you wouldn't be here.
But I will say, like, whenever people say, because we talked about, like I said, we talked about this on the last live stream, and someone commented, and she was basically saying, you know, you should be, because I think Sarah, Brett, our friend, had made the point that talking about children crying and having temper tantrums in, you know, the grocery store, and it's just a whole situation. Anyway, I'm making it very short right now, but and this woman, you know, I think she kind of took offense a little bit, and she was like, well, you know, children, they can't emote like adults, and that's what needs to happen. And, you know, we all had parents who had us too, and we should be grateful they didn't abort us. And it was like, it's like, yes, but also here's where I really kind of have people coming and going, because I mean, not that it's a competition really, but if it was, I'd win, because I was the quietest, most lovely child you've ever met. I didn't speak, almost to a point of you should be worried. Like, my parents were worried. I was in a group where, like, maybe socially, children who had a social issue.
Yeah.
I was like overly shy. I just wouldn't talk. I wouldn't cry. And so that's where I'm just like, no, you're wrong about that too, because I was actually a delight. So I don't know what to tell you.
I know out of me and my brother, I was definitely the good baby. I did everything that I needed to be told. I wasn't like, was it colic, right? What's when the babies cry? Kind of like, I wasn't like a colicky baby. I was a perfect little dumpling of an angel. And all I required was my first words actually was cookie. So they knew they were like, listen, she's cool. Just give her a sleeve of Oreos. She got it. And I would be like, y'all, I'm cool. I'm going to sit in my playpen, eating my Oreos, living my best life. And they never had to worry about me. My brother was just a little pain in the ass. So I think my mother was very like, I don't know if I could push out another one. And then, and then I got a wonderful being. And she's like, oh, thank God. She's like, you're cool.
See, well, there's a balance there, so it kind of worked out. Yeah,
good. We're good. Oh my God, it's actually funny though. When I was a kid, I was. This is such a weird thing.
Yeah, let's get weird.
It's a very weird story. So in public school in Queens, there are like resource room. You know what a resource room is?
No.
So resource room is for, I don't want to say it's like special ed or anything, but it's like for kids, I guess, who maybe have like learning disabilities or something like that, where it's like maybe dyslexic or something like that. Like, and you kind of just work on like maybe speech pathology, whatever.
Got it. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I guess it was called resource room. It wasn't quite special ed, because special ed they had a separate classroom for that, but resource room was for those that just need an extra little bit of help. So when I was in third grade, I remember they kept pulling me into resource room and giving me all these weird tests to do. And I was like a fairly normal child. Like, there wasn't like, I wasn't shy or anything. I made friends, and I never understood why I was in resource room, but we always a lot of kids in the school would make fun of the kids in the resource room because they were different. So I was just like, oh man, like I'm one of them. And it turns out
I think I was one of the kids in the resource room, by the way. So go on.
So when I was in this class or whatever, and they would literally just give me all these weird psychological tests. And I really thought, I was like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Like, maybe I'm special. Like, maybe I thought I was like special needs or something. Yeah. And it turns out that they put me in that because they thought I was very gifted in my class, because my class, I guess, was like, they had different levels in public school in Queens. Like, your A class was like the kids that are really smart, and then you have like the B, the C, the D. I think I was lumped into like the C and the D class. And so they put me in there because they knew that I was gifted, and they wanted to put me in the special class and like class A, but they never explained that to me.
Yeah, that's not okay. They needed to say that.
No. So for the long time, I thought I was special, and I thought I was like, oh my God, like I'm like as if I woke up for the first time, and I was like, I am self-aware that like I should be in the special class. And my mom was so pissed at them because she was like, you're confusing my child. And then they get it right or whatever. But yeah, that was one thing I will always remember in third grade. And then I wound up going to the smart class. But yeah, for a hot minute, I thought I was very dumb. And I thought I just needed all the extra help.
Yeah. Well, communication is key. That's what they always say.
Yes. communication is key, but it was just, it was funny, like being a child and waking up and being like, I understand. It's like something that's super complicated. And they're like, no, idiot, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always thought the worst across the board in life. So I completely understand.
I do the same thing. I always think the worst. I always think people hate me. I always think, you know, whatever. Like I'm my own worst critic for sure.
100%. 100%. Before I forget, Sherry Ford, who is better known as my fairy godmother, is very sweet, and she sent a $100 Venmo. She says, "Happy Saturday night. As the mom of 2 fur babies, y'all are cracking me up. I'm so glad I've grown out of childbearing years." She puts in all caps, "It was exhausting explaining I didn't want them." Thank you, Sherry Ford. Yes.
We love that.
We love that. Love that.
I love that. I want a dog. I want to be a fur mom. I'm cool with that.
I know our place is very small for a dog, but it would be lovely to have one.
Same thing. Like it's too small here, so I would feel bad to have a dog. Yeah. Because you can't run, can't do anything.
The other thing I was going to say about the whole, you know, having kids question is that I think the reason I don't get it is because I live in Manhattan, which sounds like really superficial and weird. But I think because I'm not from Manhattan, but I'm an actor. And like people in Manhattan don't ask that question. You know what I mean? No. It's kind of an outdated, like traditional question to ask. And I can see that certainly being asked maybe in a place like Long Island or, you know, Staten Island for the entire country besides New York City. But
yeah, absolutely.
I think that's probably why, honestly.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, we really got in there with that. So that's great. That's good. Well, you know what I think is really interesting though, before we put it to bed, is that like, that has literally been the number one question with you, Better Off Red, Michelle Wong, and me. Yeah. In terms of inappropriateness and like things we don't like being asked. So I think that really says something.
It does. And I mean, I'm happy that I don't feel alone, because I think for a long time I always felt alone because a lot of people were just like, no, kids are so precious. Like, it's so great to like keep living on your bloodline. And I'm like, no, like weird. This is weird. But no, I'm very happy that we're all like-minded, and you know, it's okay. It's fine. It's totally fine. So
it's okay.
Looks like you got a super chat.
I know. Nightstar. Ooh, what a name. Nightstar Beauty and Skincare. So
that's a good name.
That is a good name. And New Zealand $8.99. We love that. Thank you.
Exactly. I love that.
Oh, Yanzi 3000. I have a coworker that thinks it's hilarious to refer to me as Baron.
Oh, that's messed up. That's messed up.
You need to say something. Do you say something back? That's terrible.
I hope you tell them to go fuck themselves.
I hope
that's
so
what
too.
They need.
Yeah.
That's gross. I mean, because what if you are? Like, what if you are? That is so, God, I hate that. I feel like there's just so, being a woman now is like, you would think that it would be so much better, but sometimes it really isn't. And it's terrible. And it's like, okay for people to say stuff like that. And it's like, they treat you almost like a second-class citizen. It's messed up.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I missed a super chat. So sorry. Come on, y'all.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, y'all. Send $20.
I love it. Come on, y'all.
I love it.
Come to the barbecue. I love it.
That's not okay. And I will say that sounds like something a middle school child would say.
Yeah.
Like something a 7th grader would say. So I'm so sorry.
People are screaming, tell HR. Absolutely. You tell HR, because it's, especially in nowadays, you no. First of all, it's never okay to say anything like that ever. But especially now, where I feel like people are paying attention more to equality and inclusiveness and stuff like that, you fucking tell them, and you tell them that this person is doing that. Let that person get in trouble, because that's bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Sorry, I had a moment. I didn't know you could touch a comment and it would pop up.
Yes. Welcome to the what century? The 21st century, right?
Yes. Welcome in the space age.
Well, you just touch and they like just pop up. And it's I agree, Linda. Definitely an HR issue, and somebody needs to go talk to that person. Is that person that said it, was it a woman or was it a man? Because if it was a woman, that is messed up. A man, I almost expect that because men are stupid. But but a woman, though, woman crime. I hate that.
She responded, "Oh, I sure do. But he says that because I'm 36 without kids, I probably am. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. I think it's an understatement. I think he's an asshole."
Yeah, he's an asshole. He's an asshole that will probably die unloved. So good.
And that's what he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
weird.
Okay. Wow. So how does the comment go away? Do you know how to make like,
oh, you just click it. You like click another comment and then you click on that one. So you just like click a random comment.
Okay.
And
but
then
like Linda G, sorry, we're learning as we go. So Linda G, her comment will stay up until another one is clicked.
Right. So say click somebody else at random.
Okay. Let me see.
And now click Kim again.
Click Kim again. Oh,
and then it goes away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think you have to click that person in order for it to go away, or you could leave that up and then the next person that comes along. Sorry, Kim, we used you as an example.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kim. We love your comment. I have a daughter and granddaughter, and I totally respect people's choices not to have children. It is an individual decision and nobody's business. Yes. Absolutely.
And the same thing is like when you're getting married. That was the other one too, that really annoyed me with Alex, because we got together in 2008 and we didn't get married until 2015. Like we were together for a very long time, and we were engaged though in 2010. But we were like, why rush? You know, like we both weren't really making good money. Like we're both having entry level jobs. Like, and I think it's ridiculous to get yourself into debt for a stupid party for 5 friggin' hours. You know, so we kind of dragged our feet. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, like, haha, it's a 5-year engagement. It's like, but we're happy. Like, we're happy. Like, we don't care. Like, it's a piece of paper to me. It's a ring. It doesn't mean anything to me. I know that that's my soulmate. I'm forever going to be soul bonded to that boy. We're together, regardless if I need a title or not. We kind of really did it more for insurance purposes because my insurance is better. But in reality, if we never got married, it's fine.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. There is nothing wrong with it. I guess I don't understand why people care about any of those things. What other people having children or other people getting married. I'm like, why do you care? That's so weird to care.
Oh, actually, Julie said cross his T off for potential godmother for the kids. Here's the thing. I think I make a really good aunt, and I think I make a really good godmother because I would spoil the kid. Because I would be like, here's a bunch of sugar. Now go home to your parents.
Okay.
Bye.
Great.
Like, here you go.
Well, I think you're back on the list. So
I'm happy. I love being on a list.
Did you know you were on the list previous to this?
No, but now I do. And now I really want to be on the top of that list.
Yes. Work your way to the top.
That's what I do.
Yes. Okay. Natalia Lavrova. I love that name. I teach children and parents assume I have my own. I teach children and parents assume I have my own or ask when I will. Drives me batshit. My students are all my kiddos. Favorite part, I give them back.
That's it. That's the secret to having kids. I always joke about with my brother and sister-in-laws, their nieces and nephews. I'm like, I'll take the kids when they want to go to Disney. I'll totally do that. Halloween, and I'll do Christmas, and then I'll give them back to you. Like, I'll take for the fun times, and then when they're crying and they're like, this one did that, like, I don't want to deal with it. Go through the hard work. I'll do the fun stuff where they're really cute. Like, I'm cool with that.
Fair enough. Yeah, Better Off Red is agreeing with you. She said, oh, for sure, we're great aunts and uncles, and then we Homer Simpson into the bushes when they start crying. So.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. I'm like, who is this kid? Who is this? Someone take it away.
Right, exactly.
Garcon. Just back.
Oh, okay. Wow, we nailed that question into the ground, didn't we?
We did. We murdered it for sure.
We like really got in there.
So it's a good question, though, you know, and I think it offers like a really interesting conversation where I hope that it makes people feel less alone, you know, in their thoughts and stuff, you know.
I hope so too, because I do think, and someone else kind of mentioned this, but it's like still kind of a controversial, like taboo thing for women to say these things, and I know, not quite sure that I get that, but okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay. So weird.
Yeah, weird. Okay, I have a wait, what are other people saying? Maybe so I have another question. What do you like least about living in New York City?
Oh God. One thing?
I know.
One
you can
thing?
name several.
All right, let me
I know, I should have prepped you.
Man, this is good. Do you have 3 hours?
Yes.
I don't like living here. I don't I don't like living on top of people. And I have misophonia. And if you don't know what misophonia is, it is the stupidest disease in the world where I think less than 200,000 people have it. And it's when little noises annoy the shit out of you. And it turns you into a murderous rage where you will stop at nothing until you destroy it.
Yes.
And living in New York City, that's really horrible for someone who has misophonia because everything makes a sound and nobody sleeps ever. And I hate that. I hear everything and everyone's on top of each other. I hate that I live on a floor that there's 8 other apartments, I want my own space. And it's not like moving out to Long Island or something where you have a little bit, I don't want to see people. Leave me be. I just hate that everyone's on top of you and just things are just dirty and just not a fan of that. That's probably my main reason why I don't like New York City.
Before you go on, say the second one. This is because I was gonna say this and I was gonna cover this, and then Joanna Yas said, "Yas, I always wonder why Theresa doesn't move. She hates NYC." So that the thing I was gonna say in response to you, and then she said that, was that people are always so confused, almost to a point of anger. I'm not saying Joanna Yas is angry, but some people are like, "Why don't you move? Why?" Just so upset. And it's there are legitimate reasons why I haven't moved. I assure you, if it were just as easy as that, I would have.
Oh, every day. There was a period of time where I was actually looking for jobs in Portland, Oregon, or a major city. And it's very hard when you live in New York to get hired anywhere else. It really is. But I stay here because, one, my mom's here. So sappy, I know, but I can't, I don't,
no, that makes sappy.
But it to me is because my mom's here, and if my mom came with me or whatever, not to say we live in the same house, Jesus Christ, now, but live down the block, that would be fine. But my mom's here, but besides that, it's what I do for work is. The industry is here. It's not so much anywhere else. So if I do find a job that's similar to what I do professionally, which I cannot talk about, I'm not going to get it's a different hierarchy. If you're going to go to this city, this is the best city for me to be in professionally. And so that's why I stay. And unfortunately, I have student loan bills and they're expensive. Yeah. And if I go to Florida, for example, yes, while the cost of living is low, my paycheck will be low and it will not cover the cost of my student loan debt. So I stay here because of I unfortunately am a slave to student loan debt, and that's why I'm here. The day that it's done, which I believe is 12 years from now, I'm a free agent. I can go wherever the fuck I want to go. But right now I can't. So I know it's kind of a weird, complicated kind of answer, but it's really kind of more professionally, I am forced to be here and then my mom.
Right. Yeah. Right. No, that telling me Joanna Yas said, "I'm not angry. I live here and I hate it too." No, and that's what I said. I'm not assuming that Joanna Yas is angry.
Yes.
But I do have a lot of people ask that, and for me it's the same because I came here to be an actor. Obviously that's null and void right now in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why I'm here, and I mean I could go on for about an hour more about the in-depth reasons why that is, but we won't do that. But it has to do with all kinds of minutia that I just don't feel compelled to explain. But a lot of people are really confused. They're like, why don't you just move? And it's moving is how expensive. And also I mean, okay, but like then, but where though?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not like an easy, simple thing.
That's the thing. You hit the nail on the head where it's also moving is really, really expensive. So for the longest time, because of my student loan bills and stuff like that, like my mom has a 2-family house. So like I lived in the bottom apartment. I paid all the utilities. I paid rent. I paid the mortgage with her or whatever. And it kind of got to the point where I was like, all right, I don't want to be in this neighborhood anymore. I hate it. Blah. And just moving 2 fucking miles from where I used to live, it literally cost me, I want to say about $10,000. And that's ridiculous. That's between like your rent, your broker fee, and then just getting the means to just move your stupid furniture just to get to this apartment. And of course, if you don't even have, and that's not even talking about the things that you need to buy. Like say if you want a new couch, blah, 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 whatever, the things that you need when you're moving, like it's expensive. I can't even imagine moving out of state, how much that would be. Like that would be insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I hate New York City, but it's like I'm tied here for like really stupid reasons. And unfortunately, it's like education because I wanted to better myself and I came from a lower middle class family. And I got stuck into the trap of student loan debt, which is unfortunate. But it's not, a rare occurrence. Everyone's dealing with it for the most part.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why does anyone live anywhere and doesn't move? You know what I mean? Like the same could be asked of someone in Nebraska, but they don't have a YouTube channel and they're not as compelling, so we don't ask them. Right. But also listen, don't you watch our channels partially because we bitch about New York City? I mean, come on, it's material. That's the thing. It's like that, and that's something that I kind of like used in my life as an actor and on my YouTube channel. It's like that is great fodder. It's great material to it's you can add so much comedy to it. It's very useful.
Oh, for sure. Like I definitely know like if I were in Florida and I was like Teresa's dead in Florida, I would have material for days. I know I would because there's things like Florida Man that exist. The things that my best friend tells me, he's a bar owner in Central Florida, the things that he tells me that he has to deal with on an everyday basis, he was just like, just come here. You'll have stories for 3 years. I was like, I know, but there's something kind of special about New York in a way of like all the interesting creatures you meet in the subways or the people that are like obviously time traveling. And like I had one guy literally asked me like, have we had this conversation before? It was like the weirdest thing. We were in a bank and I was like, what the fuck? Get away from me. Like, what are you talking about? But at the same time, as much as it scares me, it kind of loves, like, I love it a little bit because I'm just like, oh, it gives me something to kind of bitch about. Unfortunately, the pandemic kind of slowed things down for me. But with the lovely addition of Uber Eats in my life, I've been having a lot of fun adventures. So that's
Oh my God, that Uber Eats story you told on one of your live streams about the man who, it sounded like he was prank calling you from Uber
Oh my
Eats.
God, yes. I still don't understand that. And I'm always like, I need to keep a baseball bat by the door. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, like the other day, and I think this actually might have been a man in our building who's trying to be nice, and I'm not, we haven't figured it out. But anyway, I went to the door. It was like, it was a broad daylight. It was like 2 p.m. And there's a knock at the door, or maybe he buzzed, and I looked through the peephole, and it was a man who was like, he was like standing like off. He wasn't right in front of the peephole, which did kind of, it was weird.
Yeah, that would freak me out too. I'd be like,
but I thought I recognized him, and like we get so many deliveries and stuff, and it was like literally in the middle of the day. So I was stupid, and I opened the door. Okay, so I opened the door. And I had just come from downstairs at the mailbox to get the mail, and there was no one down there. It was like a ghost town. No one was down there. And then he appears and he's like, "This is for you." And he like hands it to me, and I was like, and it was like literally a box cutter. Like it was a box cutter in a plastic casing, so it had not been opened.
Okay.
But it was also not in like, it hadn't been shipped. It was just like someone had bought a box cutter and like was just like, here. And I was like, oh no, that's not mine. He's like, yeah, no, yeah. I saw you drop it. It's yours. I was like, oh no. And he's like, yes. And then I like, he was so like belligerent about it that I accepted it, which is stupid. And then like, it was scary. And I walked in and I was like, I was holding it like it was going to pop out and cut my face. And
so basically you have a murder weapon.
Yes. And like, now it's in the drawer because like he never came back around. So I guess it's okay. But I went into Rand and I like handed it to him and I was like, is that? And he's like, why are you handing this to me? And I explained it to him. And he's like, I mean, that's really weird. Why did you open the door? And I'm like, I don't know. How? I'm an idiot.
That's awesome. That is so awesome.
It really felt nice.
That's terrifying, but like, I love that you have a murder weapon. Yeah.
Just like, but why did it have to be a box? And I really like, in retrospect, now that enough time has passed, I do think I've seen him in the building, and I think something dropped on the floor and he thought it was mine, so he brought it up to me. But like, regardless, like, one, don't do that. Just don't do that. And also, if it's a box cutter, definitely don't do that.
No, God, no. The weirdest thing someone has ever given to me, and this is when I think I was like 17 years old, and I used to have these things called stoop parties. So in Queens, we all have stoops, and
Yes.
invite a bunch of people over, and we would just, like, 17, like we were drinking Smirnoff Ice. All right, it wasn't anything crazy. It was like Colt 45, Smirnoff Ice, oh God, Alizé. And there was another one, Cisco, which tastes like, it's disgusting. It actually tastes pretty good when it's really cold, but like when it's warm, it tastes like awful.
Whoa.
So we would have people come over. We'd play some music, play cards. We would always play, oh God, what the hell was it? Rummy 500. It was very weird. So we play Rummy 500, had people come over. One night, it was me and my girlfriend were sitting there, and we're just like bullshitting. And she lived a couple of blocks away, but she was like waiting for her boyfriend to come so like they could walk together, because we didn't really want to walk alone
right
in the middle of the night.
Right.
This kid out of nowhere, like this, I would say like young, probably like in his 20s, whatever. He is like walking down the block and he's like, hey. And we're like, hey, like, what's up? He's like, I got something for you guys, but you're going to have to hide it from me. And we're like, I'm listening. Okay. What are you talking about? Like, cause like, whatever, we're 17. We're like, hey, this is funny. He brings us a small lunchbox full of weed. And he's like, you're going to have to hide this for me. I'll be back for it. You're going to have to hide this for me. And we're like, huh? He runs away. About 2 minutes later, there was like all these cops and there was like all these officers just running in the block. And you're like, did you see this guy? And we're like, no. Like, we're like,
oh my God.
No. And we just sat there. We were paralyzed in fear because we're like, oh my God, we have all this weed on the stoop. Like, what are we going to do? And at the time, like, we didn't smoke weed. We didn't do it. We didn't do anything. We just drank. So we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? 15 minutes later, he comes back and he was like, thank you. And then he takes the box. He takes out one bag and then he gives us the box. He's like, you guys are good girls. And then he just ran away. And we're like, what are we going to do?
Oh my God, what did you do?
People in the neighborhood. So everybody loved us after that because we're like, oh my God, you're drug dealers. And we're like, we don't want any money for it. Like, you could just have it.
Yeah.
We're the stupidest drug dealers.
Oh
like,
my
we don't
God.
get money. Like, we're like Robin Hood.
just like a forced drug dealing situation that you never knew you were gonna have.
Oh yeah, never. And it's like moments like that make me appreciate growing up in New York City because it's like colorful things like that. Of course, that night could have ended really bad, but it didn't, and we're here now.
We're here. I did have a moment walking. I live in Harlem, so I was like on Lenox and like 116th, and I was like, as terrifying as this city is in so many ways, it's kind of amazing that like nothing's like I'm not dead. I mean, like when you really think about it, like, wow, what a feat.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
The things that I remember doing as a teenager, I'm like, oh man, how am I not dead? Like, I'm surprised with myself. The amount of like, because also MySpace was pretty big in like, when my late teens, like early 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
So space was a huge thing. So like, I just meet random people off the internet. I'm alive. Yeah. God, but like I think about that, I'm like, God damn, I could have died so many times.
Yeah, we really lucked out, and we're lucking out every day because it's like also just even when it comes to like walking across the street. I mean, obviously, like I'm almost taken out by a delivery bicycle like every other day.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
for sure.
It's
where I used to live. There was a lot of shootings, so. There would be there was a couple of times too, like when I did my videos where you hear pop, 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 and I'd be like, I got to get away from the window. And I would like stop video.
Wow.
I would say it was within the first year of videos. And then I kind of was like, all right, I need to not do videos in the middle of the night to avoid that. But I used to have a lot of shootings. Now where I live now, thankfully it's not that bad. Although Citizen app scares the hell out of me.
Yes.
I'm sure you have that.
Randy has a Citizen app, and it's funny that you bring that up because it was last week and I was at the grocery store, like a nice grocery store in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And he texted me and he was like, hey, I got a notification that there's a shooting like a block away. So maybe just stay in the store. And I was like, okay. So I'm just like, really doing some shopping, really getting in there.
Right here now.
Like really picking up spices and being like, do we need this though? Maybe.
Turmeric, yes.
Yeah. Healthy. Let's throw that in.
I love it.
So, but it was just like, and I don't even know. That's the thing about the Citizen app. Like, it is helpful, but it also is a little problematic because I think people report things that aren't. I think maybe did happen, but it's like roll the dice.
It's true because there are some things that like are not actually happening because there have been times where people are like, oh, there's again where I used to live. There was, I think around the corner, apparently there was like some drug sting or whatever. There was nobody out there. So like there are certain things that like just don't happen. I don't know why it's being reported or whatever. But I actually have some funny ones lately of the ones where I live. There was apparently a rabid raccoon. It's not really funny, but comparing to like shootings and like missing people or, hit and run and stuff. When you hear there's a raccoon on like, Avenue whatever XYZ and it's just like beware, there's a raccoon. I was dying. I was like, this is the most amazing thing. And I remember screenshotting it and sending it to my mom and she's like, Jesus Christ, like what's going on? But I was like, that's awesome though. Like there's like apparently a crazy rabid raccoon just running around scaring the shit out of people. I'm like, I rather take that. I'll take that.
Okay, that is kind of delightful, but I will say that a couple of years ago it was nighttime and I was walking up Central Park West, and there are lots of very big trees with big tree trunks sort of lining that. And so I was, I wasn't worried. I was casual. I was taking my time, and then I just sort of look up at a tree. It's pitch dark, and there's like like the most giant raccoon you ever did see, just like hanging upside down. Just like staring at me with giant claws.
Oh,
like,
no.
And I was like,
oh no.
It was so big.
Oh,
I didn't know they came that big.
Oh no.
And I like backed against, the wall that probably had piss all over it. And I was like, oh God. And
take my keys.
I didn't know. It was alarming.
Raccoons are they honestly are no joke. So where I used to live, there was, I was very close to, what the hell is it, Cypress Hills or whatever. There's a very large cemetery where Houdini is buried. Okay, like that. It's So it's a high school called Franklin K. Lane, which I think is one of the worst high schools in New York City. It was technically my zone's high school, but luckily we got out of that situation. But next to it is a giant cemetery that Houdini is buried in. And anyway, there's these fat ass raccoons that like to hang out in that cemetery. And there was one night, my girlfriend or whatever, she lives like 6 blocks away from where I used to live. I was sleeping over her house and we're like, staying up all night laughing and whatever. I wanted to go smoke a cigarette when I used to smoke cigarettes. I was like, I want to go smoke a cigarette outside. And she was like, I don't want to go outside. I'm like, I kind of want to smoke a cigarette. I looked out the window. There was a family of fat ass raccoons, but it was cute though, because it looked like the mom and the dad. And then it was like a little baby. And I was like, cute. And I said, all the raccoons stopped. They just plopped their ass down and they just stared at me as if I was a snack. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm not smoking. And I just like closed the window and I was like, I can't go outside.
No, they're scary.
They are. They will attack you.
They will attack you. Wow.
My dad, he used to, when he was alive, before he got paralyzed, he used to be a sanitation worker. And he used to tell me stories that there was like one block, I think like he used to pick up trash in Brooklyn, that there was a fat raccoon. And he goes, it was so big, he said, that there was, for 1 week, I didn't deliver, like I didn't pick up any trash because he terrified me there.
That's
much.
scary.
And the city complained because they're like, you're not picking the trash. And he's like, have you seen this thing? He's like, it's gonna eat me.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh
And
God,
New York
raccoons
City
are no
just,
joke.
like, they probably didn't care. They're like, I mean, okay, but get out there.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. Wow. Raccoons.
Who would've thought?
Okay, so, well, we answered, some stuff about what you like least about New York. What do you love about New York?
I love that you can pretty much get anything well, this is before pandemic, I should say. You were able to get anything you want at any time of the day. So I love that, like, if you're sick, you can go down to, like, there's like a CVS or there's like a bodega, or there's something open that you can get whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go drinking, there's always a bar that's open at like 3:00 in the morning, or sometimes even open at 5. Like, there are things for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it's, there's always something to do, no matter what time. And a lot of times too, like, we have like a lot of good, like, if you want to, like, let's say Sephora as an example, like, a lot of the good makeup will come to Sephora's in Manhattan as opposed to anywhere else. Right. So it's just like, in a YouTube sense, it was always good for me because I worked very close to a Sephora. So I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever, for like video purposes. But I just like the fact that, like, you can kind of get anything you want whenever you want. I would say that's probably the best thing about living in New York City.
Yeah,
I would say.
That's a good one. I'm trying to think. There's good, I don't know, I guess, like, the restaurant scene. I mean, obviously, like, there's crazy, amazing restaurants. My favorite place in New York City is East Village. So maybe I'll cite that as my favorite thing about New York City. I
love the East Village.
Love it. Like, you can get the best food, like, specifically ethnic food, and, like, it's really reasonably priced, and, like, it's just cute, and there's still some things left. I mean, it's been going away, obviously, because everything's being replaced by, like, a CVS or a Chase, but there's still some, like, character down there, and that's probably what I would say.
That was when I was younger, that was like the place to go. So in Queens, it was just like, you had a couple of bars that would serve you, like, maybe they would be, like Woodhaven or Glendale or whatever. But if you really wanted to go out, you would go to the East Village, and they wouldn't card you or anything like that. There was always some interesting characters. I remember walking around, like, Trash and Vaudeville. I don't even know if that still exists, Trash and Vaudeville.
Is that on St. Mark's?
Yeah.
Is that, Randy, is that the Trash and Vaudeville? Is that the vintage?
That's a vintage store, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We were talking about that the other day. Yes, it is still there?
Oh, good. Okay. I mean, there are really good bars down there. One I used to go with my dad. What the hell was it? Was it Off the Wagon? I think Off the Wagon, or it's like down, I think maybe it's like 6th Street or some shit like that. There are some really cool, like, small restaurants, small bars and stuff. East Village I think is awesome. I work in Midtown East. There's, like, no soul there, it's all corporate.
Yes. I also, like, I've had a survival job in Midtown East, and I agree. It's very, like, sterile feeling.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I feel alone. Like, when I get off the train, I just feel, like, lonely there.
Yes. It's kind of like what people kind of also imagine New York City to be. Like, it's just big buildings and just people walking fast and telling you to go fuck yourself when they walk right into you. That's, to me, is Midtown East. The West Side, I would say, is a little bit more scuzzy, like, especially like 8th Avenue. Like, it's a little bit more rough, like, and by rough, it's just, I feel like it's just a little bit more dirtier, and just, it's like what you kind of think what New York could be in the 80s sometimes. And then you have, like, the Village. The East Village has more character. The West Village is very expensive. It's very expensive.
Yes.
I mean, there's actually, you know what? The one place I have never gone to is the Cloisters.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's real far. It's real far.
Yeah, it's way up. Yeah.
But it is beautiful, and you don't feel like you're in New York. You feel like you're in just, like, a forest. It's Beautiful.
That's awesome. I love that. See, I love that too. I guess another thing that I really like about New York is that there's so many different neighborhoods. It's not, I think people get confused where they just think it's Manhattan. It really isn't. There are so many things that you can do in the outer boroughs, and the only, in my opinion, the outer boroughs is pretty much just Queens and Brooklyn.
Right.
We don't count Staten Island.
You don't count the Bronx? No.
Oh, the Bronx. Yes,
the Bronx.
yes. I count the Bronx as Manhattan because you guys are attached to the same thing.
Yeah, they're attached.
That's kind of how I always do. So I'm just like, oh, Park. Like I know Parkchester and stuff like that, but I always think it's one thing because it's just it's just long.
It is attached. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
So
But
yeah. Ahead. No. Just like Staten Island, I don't believe in.
Let's not get into Staten Island. Let's just not. Julie R. said, I used to want to visit New York City, but listening to these two, I changed my mind several months ago. Now, here's the thing about this comment. I always say, please, visiting New York City is the best thing you can do. It's fabulous. I loved, because there have been times, because like I'm an actor, so I've done contracts and I've left my apartment in the city for like a year. And then I have to come back and like find a new apartment. And it would be like I was visiting because I was like going out to eat. I had money. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Don't live here.
No. No. Don't ever leave. That's the best thing. Don't live here. Visiting is fine. And you have to come. I think the perfect times to visit, in my opinion, is I would say spring is really nice, but I really like the fall and the winter. More or less, the winter part is being like Christmas. I definitely think the fall to Christmas is perfect. January is miserable. Don't even bother. And then if you come in the spring, like April, May, it's fine. The summer is nobody's here. Yeah. Because everybody who's rich has houses out in the Hamptons. So nobody's ever around. And it's a real sketch in the subways because when there's not a lot of people, all like, I don't know, like the sewer creatures just like slither into the train cars. And I mean, if you want to have interesting stories, yes. But in reality, I think the fall is a really nice time to come because you have the change, like you do have change of leaves, but like, it's just, I don't know, like the city's cool around that time. Like it's comfortable. You can walk around. I like that.
I agree with that. Julie R. came back and said, I don't know. It sounds scary. Okay. So now here's the thing. I know I just talked about like Citizen and we were talking about gunshots and stuff. So we're probably not helping in that aspect. However, isn't that part of the fun? I mean, listen, you're not going to Kansas. Okay. Like, and also here's Theresa, you've lived here all your life.
Yeah.
Have you ever been shot?
No, I have never been shot.
Okay.
Knock on wood. I've never been shot. I've never been robbed. Knock on wood. Never been mugged. Never been anything like that. I've had situations where there were close calls in terms of like, someone was sketchy and I didn't know what their intention was.
Yes.
But those are few and far between. If you're staying out at 4:00 in the morning in a real sketchy neighborhood, you're that's not good. But like if you're like in the middle of the day, you're walking around Museum Row, you'll be fine. Like you're going to be okay.
I mean, here's that's exactly right. Like if you're talking about visiting for like a week and you're a tourist, get out of here. You're fine. Like we're talking about like this is day-to-day life. Sometimes I'm coming home at like 2 a.m. in Harlem. You're going to potentially run into some questionable characters at that time. That's
for sure.
Not what's going to happen when you're a tourist visiting New York City for a week. You're going to have a fabulous time and you're going to be like, oh my God, Broadway. And then you go home and whatever.
Exactly. Like I think Lawrence at LA is scary too. Like when I visited LA, granted, when we visited California in 2019, we loved it. Like I loved California. I thought it was so much fun because it was just different. It was kind of like New York, but like just everybody was more chill. And I liked that. But there were parts of LA that were, first of all, downtown LA was weird to me because nobody lived there. People just work there. So it kind of reminded me of Midtown in that way where people just work there, but nobody lives there. And then they had that whole section, I guess, like Skid Row, which that was interesting in itself because I remember trying to find this one coffee place and I was like, there's a lot of tents around here. I was like, there's a lot of like, everything's like burnt down looking. I'm like, I don't think we're in LA anymore, Wow. And I feel like we don't have that. I haven't seen any way in New York City, and especially Manhattan or whatever, that there's like an area like Skid Row, for example. I think LA is kind of worse in that way.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, I don't know. I guess when people say they're scared to visit New York City, I'm not saying those people are silly, but I think that it's just, don't be.
Yeah.
Just don't
No,
be.
I mean, I say if you want to visit New York City, don't do it right now. It's not the best time to come here because you're not going to get the full experience. So there are, restaurants you can't even go sit in. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much time we're going to be able to really eat outside until we go back to takeout, because I'm pretty sure with the second hit of COVID or flu season, they're going to suspend in dining room, I guess, like dining room eating or whatever.
Right.
So it's not the best time to come here now. Come when, things have leveled out, where things are, where we have a new normal that's actually normal,
Yeah.
and not this weird dystopian fucking Stephen King novel we're living in right now. Give it 6 months, give it a year, come back. It's going to be fine. Like, well, I don't like, as much as I want to travel and leave, like, I don't want to be in my apartment anymore. I want to go somewhere, but it's just like, no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know better.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Agreed. That being said, I will say that, New York City is definitely the best place to be during the pandemic, like in terms of like living in a place, because the rest of the country just didn't do it right.
Right. I agree. No, it's true. I think
double chin.
I think no, and that's what I always said to Alex. I said, I'm actually really happy that I live in New York City during this pandemic, because yes, it was very scary for a couple of months there, because all you got was just alerts being like, Cuomo just being like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, it's pretty fucking grim out there, but like, just keep your head up. And I think we did a good job. However, there are some people, I mean, there are some, I do go out, there's some people that don't have masks on, whatever, you're always going to run into that. But I would say though, looking at the rest of the country where things are still kind of crippled, I think we're on the right track. Like, I think the gyms are going to start opening up soon, which is a big deal. I don't necessarily agree with the gyms opening up right now, considering everything, but I guess we must be going in a really good trajectory to have that finally be something that opens. I don't know.
Totally. Sorry, I really felt the need to chew some ice there, so I hope it wasn't too loud.
Listen, go for it. You got what you got to do.
Yeah. So Kim McConnell said, my parents came to New York City to meet my then fiance's parents, and they went walking out at like 10 p.m. in Manhattan. They had a blast and said they met lots of nice people. This would have been 2002. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 p.m. is like, that's really early in New York.
Yeah, that's super early. I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, after 9/11, I feel like the city was, even though like such a catastrophe happened, like people looked out for each other. And I would say like you probably wouldn't really run into like a lot of crazy situations, because I think people were just still reeling with the travesty that happened, that everyone was just kind of like trying to come together more. So I definitely feel like in the early, after 9/11, there was a lot of like, we're happy to have you here. Like, we're all grieving together. We want you to come. And you know what I mean? Like, now it's just like, I think it's almost kind of like, whatever. I think too much time has passed. Sorry, my little camera gets out of focus sometimes. Okay. Or maybe not. Hi.
It'll come back.
It'll come back eventually. Yeah. I like to think it's the ghost in my apartment that walked in front of it. But I think now it's a little bit, I think it's been so long. I think people kind of almost forget sometimes, which sucks, but
Yeah, definitely. Come on, y'all, said Kate, are some of the smaller Broadway venues open? No.
Nothing's open.
No.
Nothing is open. Malls aren't open. Most stores are, I don't know, curbside pickup, I think. I mean, there's some stores that are open, but I'm actually not going into Manhattan till next year, so.
Yeah. Smart. Well, Randy just said bowling is open, so Theresa.
Hey! Oh, holla!
Yes.
I'm doing that.
Get that professional bowling career back up and running.
I'm doing it.
That's amazing.
Quitting my channel, gonna be a bowler. Yay.
Yeah. Okay, so we named, that's good. So what we like least and what we love most, and I think that it's probably about it.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much
not it
it.
for what we hate.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a long list of like things we hate. You know, it's like it's too expensive, it's dirty, it's
Yeah.
you know, noise pollution, everybody's on top of you, everything is just I keep bringing up expensive, but it's true. Like it's expensive. And it's stupid. The markup is ridiculous here.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
bottle of
crazy.
water is like it's literally Disney Park. It's like $4, and like we don't even think twice. We're like, all right, it's $4.
Yeah.
Everywhere else would be like, are you out of your mind? And like, yeah, you gotta drink water. Like,
Well, right. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, well, what are you going to do? If you want to have that, you have to pay it. So,
I know. Honestly, I know. Like anytime they offer some sort of special service for something, I'm like, I'm just going to pay for it. I'm just like, whatever. Like I'm not going to struggle anymore. I've learned my lesson.
I mean, listen, it's almost freeing to just kind of accept it, isn't it? To just be like, whatever. Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Sunshine that said that everything pretty much in Ohio is open. Okay, Ohio, I'm glasses down.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. Like, it makes me nervous. You know,
Yeah.
It makes me nervous.
Yes, as it should.
Because I mean, even oh god, restaurants. Oh god. Just like
I know.
Bars and restaurants like that. That's the one thing. Actually, I don't even think I'll ever get on an airplane probably for a very long time. I don't trust it. That's the other thing. I don't trust going into stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Subway, airport, nothing. No.
I have done both. I flew on a plane.
Did you? Where'd you go?
I did. I went to visit my friend Heather in Atlanta, which was now that would be a really bad place to go now, and it wasn't the best place to go then. But it wasn't as bad as it is now. But yeah, it was actually flying out of LaGuardia was exhilarating because it was, Theresa, you would not have believed it. I walked in and I was the only one there. I'm not even kidding you. There's no one in LaGuardia. It was me. I looked to my right. I looked to my left. And it was just like, I didn't know where to go because I just thought like the lines were shut down. I was like, where's the security? They're like, oh yeah, it's right there. You're just the only person. I was like, okay.
This whole plane for me? Thanks.
So I was the only person in security. Everyone was so bored that they weren't even like it almost took longer to get through security because when you work at a job and you're so bored that like you just stop working.
Yeah.
So they're almost annoyed that I was there. They were like,
oh, I want to play Candy Crush. Get the hell out.
Right. So I was messing that up. But anyway, it was like I think I walked through security in like 2 minutes and then my gate, and then the planes are socially distanced, so there's a lot of space. But not that I'm advocating people fly. I'm just saying that I did from LaGuardia. You
didn't have anybody sit in your row?
I did. It was the row I was in was 3 seats, so I sat in the window, and then there was a person on the aisle. But you don't have 6. It's not 6 feet. But
it's like literally 6. You. Yeah, it's like 6 inches, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a foot or something. But yeah.
Oh, God.
But you have to wear masks, of course.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's wild.
Weird.
That's wild. I mean, this is the one thing I will note is that since I haven't really left my apartment too much other than getting like provisional stuff, liquor store, post office, and Stop and Shop. Other than that, I actually have not been sick at all. I feel fine.
Yeah.
If I do feel kind of like a cough, like if I cough or anything, or if I have like sneezing issue, it's usually related to allergies because I have I don't know why. Ever since I started kind of getting older, like I just have allergies out of nowhere, and now like I have to live on Claritin.
Right.
But no, I've been fine, and I'm kind of. All this to say, I'm nervous when things kind of start to normal out where you're expected to go out because I'm like, I don't want, like, I actually really like not having to like be sick. I like my immune system is pretty low probably right now in my little bubble. Like I love it.
Well, that's that's the way to be.
Because that's the one thing. That's actually probably the one thing I really hate about New York City in general is that you get sick often. You get sick because, and it's unintentional. Like, and even if you do wash your hands and use hand sanitizer, whatever, you're still going to get sick. Yeah. If you're with your shitty coworkers or on the subway, I had whooping cough from the subway and I had whooping cough for 5 months, I want to say.
Wow.
That's
awful.
That was the worst. I will never forget that feeling. And I got it in the subway. It was the only way I could think of that I got it. And I coughed so hard that I actually fractured my rib. And and then New Year's Eve, I slept through because I actually got the flu, and then that kicked out the whooping cough. So the flu actually did me like a solid.
Oh my God,
but
that's good.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like New York City is just so gross. People are gross.
It is. It's disgusting.
I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much like people like when COVID started happening. Obviously, people are like, don't touch your face, but honestly, for me, I just don't ever do that anyway because I live in New York and you're touching disgusting things.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
No.
The amount of times I've stepped in questionable liquids.
Oh my God.
Questionable sticky liquids. Okay.
Yeah.
Sticky liquids.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't come to New York right now.
Yeah.
Come in a year.
Julie R is horrified. She is like, that's awful. I don't know. It's scary. Should I go? I don't know.
Julie, probably not.
Julie, if you have this much hesitation, maybe not.
Oh crap. That's good.
Joanna Yas. Wow, Theresa, no wonder you hate it here. Joanna, do you not step in sticky, questionable liquids on the subway? What are you doing right that we're doing wrong?
Exactly. Can I in the summer, I pretty much just wear flip-flops, and so many people at my job are like horrified. They're like, you wear flip-flops on the subway? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you have a death wish. I'm like, I know.
I do it too. I mean, like, whatever. Come on.
So
again, it's like you get desensitized living in New York. You're like, well, I want to wear flip-flops.
Well, whatever. Like, it'll just make me stronger. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be great.
It's all good.
That's great. Oh, Joanna Yas was talking about whooping cough.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Understood.
Whooping cough was terrible. I remember my doctor. Oh God. He was like, oh, so you have whooping cough. And I said, what's whooping cough? Like, I didn't know what it was. He was like, it's a cough that lasts 100 days. And I started laughing. He goes, it's not a joke. I went, oh, okay. Oh. And no matter what I was prescribed, like a Z-Pax, like special cough medicine, whatever, it just never worked. So I was miserable until I fractured my rib. And then because of that, I lived off of like painkillers. So I was like, at least there was some relief there because at least it made the blur look interesting. It was like, all right, I guess this is what life is. But it was terrible.
That's terrible. And I did not know it lasted 100 days. It also sounds like a disease or a sickness from like the 1930s.
Yes, it pretty much is. And so it's really fatal though for little kids and elderly. Like, it could kill them. But
yes,
pretty much as an adult, like just a normal adult, it's just a nuisance. And how I fractured my rib was something stupid. I was working from home and I went to go open the window. And as I opened the window, I coughed and it felt like lightning struck me in my side. And I literally fell and I was like in tears. So then I called Alex to like come home because I was like, I can't get up. I was like the woman on the fucking call alert thing. Like, I can't get up. I've fallen.
Oh my God.
And he comes home. He's like, what are you doing? Because he explicitly told me that morning, hey, don't open the window. And I opened the window and I fractured my rib. So he was just like, you're an idiot.
Oh my God.
I know. No. So then he had to help me. It was crazy. But
well, you didn't know you were going to get 100-day cough?
Nobody knew.
No.
It was so sad. It was so crazy. But I mean, I'll never forget it. And I think that's what made me nervous about COVID, about the idea of like not being able to breathe, because whooping cough hurt me so bad that I almost have to sleep sitting up to this day because I can't lay flat because I feel like I'm choking. So I have to like kind of I have a bad back, I think, because of it. Like, I have 85 pillows and I kind of sit like a little grandma, like this. And if I fall asleep, and Alex, like, he could lay flat with one pillow. And I'm like, no, I need 75 pillows. Like, I need a pillow army around me. So
yeah. I love pillows too. They're supportive.
So good. I love
Yes.
it. I love it.
Okay, I wanted to ask you. So
Yeah.
now I saw a few people asking me what's on my eyes. So and I know you have this. These are the Natasha Denona Chromium liquid
Those
eyeshadows.
which one do you have in your eyes? Because they look beautiful. I thought you
So-
had the Pat McGrath thing on. That's why I was going to ask.
Oh, thank you. No, so I have the two I got are the Infra Nude, which is what I put all over, and then I got Dragonfly,
Cool.
Dragonfly, which is like, I don't know. There's so many colors in them. I don't
Yeah.
even know, but it's like red.
It's perfect. It looks good.
Thank you. How do you feel about these?
So I have the green one and I immediately got it. Yeah, Scarab. Yeah, I immediately got it. I put it on my lid and it was so great. It was so great. I didn't have, normally because I have sensitive eyes, I'll have like really bad eye irritation to things. So I actually bought the Dominique Cosmetics multi-chromes. Those are shit. Those are garbage. Don't even waste your money or time with those.
Got it.
They're trash. So I was nervous. I wasn't going to pick up Natasha Denona because I have like a love-hate relationship with the brand. Those is actually my favorite thing. That is my favorite thing from the brand. It's so good. It has such good longevity. It doesn't crack. It doesn't fade. It doesn't feel heavy on your lid. It feels like you're wearing eyeshadow. It looks perfect.
Yes.
It's like you can't mess it up. Like you literally just pop it on the lid and you're good to go.
Yeah, it really is pretty. I had to work with it just a little bit, like, because I applied it with my finger. And just to make sure that it was even, because there's so many shades going on. But it, other than that, like I smoothed it out with a fluffy brush, and it really is just beautiful.
That's interesting. So how I applied mine is that what I'm currently having on my eyes right now is actually the Wayne Goss palette.
Oh.
Yeah, because I got it because I watched Britt Clark's video because I was just watching her just put it all over her face. That's my upstate accent, by the way. Love you, Britt.
Gorgina.
Oh, it's just upstate New York. It kind of sounds like Minnesota a little bit.
It does sound a little bit like North Dakota and like
Minnesota. Does. I'm just like, oh, okay, cheese curd. Love it. So I saw her. I saw her live and I was like, this bitch is selling me on this palette. All right, fine. So I was like, Britt, I'm buying it because of you. And I bought her brush collab. And I actually haven't used her brushes yet. Like they're sitting on the side of me. I keep forgetting to bring them to play with them. Yes. But I got the Wayne Goss palette and I'm okay. Like there's a lot of glitter bukkake that I'm not a fan of. Like it just sprinkles everywhere. I think like what I did, like I'm happy with what I did, but it's more of a first impression. I want to keep playing with it because I don't necessarily know if people really need it. It's pretty, but it's just like, I don't think it's the bee's knees. Okay. Now the Natasha Denona, I only got the green shade, but then I loved it so much because how I applied it was I actually applied it straight from the little paddle and I had no issue. And then I used like a small kind of like a shimmer kind of brush, like a very thin, dense brush. And I kind of just like moved it around a little bit and it was fine. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I actually went and I bought the rest of the shades because that's how much I liked it. No. So I'm waiting for those puppies to come.
They're really beautiful. They really are. And I'll definitely try the brush. But
I thought you had the Pat McGrath one on because it looks like that pink, almost like a pink greeny shift. Oh, so I thought you had that one from the Pat McGrath, whatever, the Rose. I was about to say Rose McGowan too.
Whoa, that would be a collab for the century. I guess
so. I don't know. She's interesting.
She's a colorful character.
She is. She's definitely a colorful character. Yeah. So I thought you had the Rose McGowan action.
The Rose, I created it myself. It's a Rose McGowan collab. It's Cate Great Beauty times Rose McGowan times Pat McGrath.
Perfect. It's done.
Britt Clark is here.
Oh my God, Britt! It's like she knew. She heard the upstate call and she just came.
She did. We said Gorgina.
Gorgina. I love it.
But so she can sell a lot of people a lot of shit. She
does. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And those BK beauty brushes are legit.
Oh, that's good. Hold on, wait. I literally have them, I think, right next to me. If I can just grab them. I swear, they're still wrapped up.
They're my favorite brushes.
They're still wrapped up. I just haven't played with them. This one I'm very intrigued with because it feels really good on the face.
Yes.
And I'm actually intrigued with this one because she used it as foundation. Yes. So I have to play with them.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I got the whole set because one, I like to support my bitches and my britches. I'm sorry, my britches.
Yes.
But that's awesome. No, I was very happy. And then when I actually initially bought the set and then I jumped on her live and she was playing with the Wayne Goss palette and I was like, I'm not going to get it. And then by watching her do a full face of it, I was like, oh, it looks so pretty. I was like, I guess I could use another palette.
Yeah, well,
fine.
And she really does have like her recording equipment. She has like a lot of it's like
so good.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. So like it really showcases whatever she puts on her face really well.
I'm very jealous that her live streams are in such amazing quality. I mean, like I feel like iPhone, like what you have is really good because it's an iPhone. Like I feel like it's very true.
Oh yeah, true. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. You know, and I have this little webcam, or excuse me, I have this little webcam guy, but it doesn't compare to my SLR that I have to shoot stuff with. So,
of course,
I don't know what the hell she uses. I got to ask her.
Yeah.
Britt, what the hell do you use?
Britt, what are you using? Also, the Honest Beauty review is here. Hey, girl.
Hi. Hi.
Are you going to put out a video on these little?
Oh, yeah. Yes. So I initially was just going to do like called multi, like I was just going to do like a bite-sized multi-chrome where I talked about this. And then I was going to decimate Dominic Cosmetics because they suck. Oh, it's terrible. It actually gave me a chemical burn. I was so pissed. It feels it's like cheap shit, whatever the hell she's doing, which sucks because I actually like the brand, but I don't know what the hell this is. But I was like, you know what? Let me get the rest of the Natasha Denona shades because I always have a very love-hate relationship and I want to make sure that all of them kind of have like the same kind of quality. But Scarab so far has been beautiful. And I'm impressed. But I also like that kind of swampy creature. You know, I like that.
Well, it's stunning. It's stunning. And I also saw someone wearing the purple, and I just thought that looked gorgeous as well.
I love it. I'm happy that multi-chromes are coming into the mainstream. However, it makes me sad for the indie companies that have been doing it for so long that I feel like now no one's really going to look at them. That's the only thing I kind of feel sad about because people are probably gonna be like, oh my God, I've never knew these things existed. And it's like, no, they have. You just didn't look hard enough for it. So
right. Absolutely. Britt Clark says she uses her Canon.
Shut the hell up. No, you don't. Really? Morgan Turner's boyfriend. Do you know Morgan Turner? She's cute.
She is. I do know of her. I don't know her personally, but she's cute.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yes.
I think everybody's younger than me, so I'm always like, she's a cute kid. She's a cute little kid.
I don't think that's actually true, but okay.
No, I feel like I'm in one of the more, women of a certain age.
You are?
Yeah, I'll be 35. Yeah.
You're 35?
October 17th.
I'm older
Get me
than
a gift.
I'm older than you.
Shut the hell up. No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm 37.
Oh, we're the same age. We're practically sisters.
Well, it's basically the same, but still,
we're twins.
I guess twins.
Twins.
I guess for YouTube, that's old.
For YouTube, we are out to pasture, lady. Okay. This is honestly, this is a young man/woman's game up in here. All the famous ones are all like 19, 20. I don't got the energy for that shit. Honestly, I'm actually kind of happy that I started YouTube in my 30s because I have common sense and I lived my life. So I feel bad for, actually, I shouldn't be making fun of them because I feel bad because they don't know how to react to things. And then things happen everything is so catastrophic because they're still a kid and they're just trying to like make sense of the world. Unfortunately, everything is just on the internet. Yeah. But I'm thankful because I know the stupid shit I said in my 20s. Oh my God, I'd be canceled 20 times over. Jesus. We all would be.
Yeah. I mean, I think most things are just better when you don't do them in your 20s and you wait until you're in your 30s.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Like I feel like you have a better grasp and you don't sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because you're a little bit cultured,
Yeah. I'm sorry. My chosen life said, I'm just happy that I'm younger than both of you combined. Oh, wait, what? I'm just happy that I'm younger than both of you combined. Okay, I understand. I understand that. Like if we added our ages.
Oh, okay.
I
was
guess.
like, oh, that's a really shitty comment.
Initially, I was like, what'd you say?
Basically, you're saying, I'm so happy that you guys are one step closer to death.
And
I'm going to keep on living. That's what I heard. I heard that I'm going to live forever.
We're the same person because I was like, what?
We're gonna die.
Right. Okay, I'm glad we really assessed that and understood.
Oh yeah. No, we're
yeah.
Sorry, I do words well today. My children, we love you. It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
You're just the young, prettier version of us. It's fine. We accept that. Fine, whatever.
Yeah. No, it's I think it also comes from, I mean, and I know that most of your comments are positive and most of my comments are positive, and I think most people's are.
Yeah.
But there's always those handfuls of shitty ass comments from bitchy ass Karens.
Oh God.
Where it's just like, wow, mom.
It's
wow.
I feel like I often get comments from people that are probably way older than me that I'm like, why do you think this is okay to say to somebody, you know? Occasionally I'll get like oh, you curse too much. And it's like, I make fun of those people or whatever. And I'm never mean. Like when I write people back, except for like maybe a handful of people, I'm never mean. I usually say like, oh, have a great day. Like whatever. Cause I think it's funny. Like I'm not going to play into your game, but people that are like completely rude, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to call you out on your shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Cause you have to stand up for yourself. But I'm happy to say that I actually don't really get that many hate comments at all. Like,
yeah,
but they'll come in clusters though. So I put up a video, whatever my last video, and I think I got like maybe like 3 hate comments. One that was just like awful teeth, which I'm like, first of all, I know that I have awful teeth. Okay. Like you don't need to remind me that I have awful teeth. Okay. And by the way, I am saving my AdSense so I can knock them out and get veneers. Okay. We all know that. Calm down.
Yeah.
That's one. 2, I had somebody that was just like, I think I mentioned in my video, it was like, I don't support Jeffree Star. Like, I just don't. I did in the past. I apologize for that because I only did it purely just based on views because I wanted to grow my channel, but I could care less about the individual. I don't want to support the brand anymore. I'm not doing it. I pulled all my videos that had probably my best views. I deleted them. I was like, I'm just done. This person was like, you're a hypocrite. And was like, this is what I don't understand. This person like came at me and was just like, oh, you know, I'm not even a fan of him, but you're a hypocrite. And how could you do that? I had no idea where this was coming from, but the name was like something rebel. It was like really the thing I sent
I think you sent it to me. Yes.
And it was like, it was real sketchy. And it was like, the comment made no sense. But then at the end of it was like, your makeup is a paint by numbers anyway. And I'm like, who gives a who fucking cares? Like, who are you?
No, that's the thing. Like when people are like, when they just get so butthurt and then like they go completely off topic and just lose their shit. And they're like, and you aren't that funny anyway.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Who fucking cares? I honestly, I think like I've developed more of a thicker skin because in the beginning I used to be like upset by it. Like if somebody be like, oh, you're fat. It's like, now I'm like, I fucking, duh. I know if you're going to insult me, at least make me fucking feel it. Like I say worse shit about myself on a day-to-day basis. You're not helping, but thank you for the engagement though. I appreciate it. You just gave me 25 cents. Thank you.
That's right.
So, like, get the hell out of here. I don't care anymore. And I think why my channel is probably so successful, I think in my eyes, is that I just stopped giving a fuck. I don't care. I'm making content that I want to watch and I'm going to act like myself. You like it, you don't. It's fine. Yeah. Now, I'm not for everybody and that's okay. That's okay. Like, I'm not upset. Yeah, exactly. I'm not upset if no one finds it funny or whatever. Like, I know me. Like, I'm not gonna find offense to it. So
yeah.
Your comments though, people are weird. They say weird shit to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some. I can't. I know I've shared some with you. I can't remember.
I think a lot like you. So you kind of talk more about kind of current stuff too. I think like with political things. I usually kind of I don't really mention anything because like the reason why I don't mention a lot of stuff is because I don't feel like I'm well versed into like discussing topics and whatever. And I respect if someone wants to, vote however they want to vote, whatever. That's fucking. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you because I don't care. I don't care enough, you know? But I remember you sent me something that was like, someone was like, oh, don't talk about politics. But like, you were just talking about what was going on, you know?
It's because the other day in my live stream, I was talking about, again, sorry to bring up the mob, but I was talking about the Fear City, that documentary on the mob. And I was that Rudy Giuliani is he's a big part of that documentary because, obviously he was the mayor here in New York City, and he was
everybody's mayor.
He was, he's everyone's mayor.
Everybody's mayor.
And I just said that, wow, he had really fallen from grace. And I was also saying that he looks like a terrifying gargoyle, which he does.
He does, though.
And someone was very upset.
Like
he does. And not even one of the cute ones from Hunchback of Notre Dame, just a gargoyle. And he's also a trash person now. And like someone who watches my channel, I don't know why you'd be watching my channel and you're so upset about Rudy Giuliani, but they were just like, you spoke about politics and I'm unsubscribing. And I was like, bye.
Oh my God. Stuff like that's annoying. I think I made one live stream where I talked about Black Lives Matter, and I was donating a portion of my AdSense for June or whatever, to Black Lives Matter, because I believe in it. I believe in equality for all, and they need our help. I believe in that. I have many friends that have struggled, and I feel the stuff that I have heard, that I have seen with my own eyes. I want everyone to have the same chance, because that's what's fair and right in the world.
Yeah, of course.
And so I think I said something like, Black Lives Matter. Like, I support it. And here are some resources if you want to get, because a lot of people don't understand really. And so like, you want to educate them, but you don't want to be preachy. So you're like, hey, here's the information. Read it at your own leisure, whatever.
Yeah.
I had people that were like, you're bringing politics into this. Like, I'm not watching you anymore. I'm unsubscribing because you're supporting rioters. And I'm like, I never said any of that. I just said, like, I'm supporting people that haven't had a fair chance. And I think we can all agree that they haven't had a fair fucking chance. So I am choosing, and how I'm choosing to donate my money is like, that's on me. That has nothing to do with you, but I can't stand when people write those comments and they're like, I'm proudly claiming that I'm going to unsubscribe because of that. So.
Well, I say good riddance. I mean, honestly, that's part of the reason why I support Black Lives Matter. I think it's fantastic. It also is not political. It's literally about people being treated equally.
Absolutely. So, what is wrong with that? What is so wrong with having everybody have the same fighting chance? Like, it's not fair. Like, it's gross. I'm very blessed and honored to live in New York City and grew up in New York City, because I have always been around other ethnicities and other, shapes, sizes, colors, whatever. So I was always taught that you love everybody regardless of whatever the fuck they look like. You accept them for the person that they are. And not everybody has had that opportunity. So I'm glad that there is a huge movement right now where, it's about fucking time they have a seat at the table. It's not fair. They're not a second-class citizen. It's stupid. But I just get really pissy when people are just like, it's about politics. It's like, no, it's a human rights issue. Like, people, they're getting killed, like legit getting killed. People are getting away from that, like getting away scot-free because they're taking someone's life. Like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And like, I really do look at, you were talking about like just being who you are in your channel, and that's why your channel has been successful. And I look at it like, you're creating a niche. I'm creating a niche. I'm being myself, and part of myself is what I happen to believe in terms of equality. Yes. And right now, it's not just about politics; it's about being a decent person. And
that's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
And if that's offensive to you, then that's okay. You can leave. It's not for you.
Exactly. I think people, especially also with Jeffree Star too, I think a lot of people get very sensitive about that. Because they want to buy from Jeffree Star, and I honestly I don't care. Like, if you want to buy them, that's your money, dude. That's not my money. I could care less how you spend your own fucking money. Like, if it makes you feel better to buy it, fucking buy it. But like, don't attack somebody because you feel guilty about buying it.
Right.
and whatever. Like, and that's why I felt it was really important for me in my channel to say like, hey, yeah, I know I did these reviews. I did them because unfortunately those get really good number of views. And if you're a YouTuber and you want to grow, you have to do shitty things like that. You have to buy makeup that people will hate watch, essentially.
Sure.
And that's the biggest brand, I would say.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and I grew my audience, and then I got to the point where it's like, if I'm saying that I support Black Lives Matter and I support all these initiatives, then I look really fucking stupid if I'm still supporting this person. So I need to make that change, and I made that change.
Well, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah. I mean, it's just not, I don't believe in the whole, like, I'm going to use the Chicks as an example, but like the whole shut up and sing thing, it's like people love to say, well, you're just a singer or you're just an actor, or you're just a YouTuber or whatever. So you don't get to talk about this. It's like, oh no, actually I do. And I will.
Yeah.
I do. And
it's your channel. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yes. I'm not saying that like most of my content is about that at all, but if I'm live streaming and something comes up that's organic,
yeah,
and I want to call Rudy Giuliani a gargoyle,
you can.
I guess I will.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. It's interesting what people kind of fixate on. But like I said, I'm very, very, very thankful and very lucky that I don't have too many shitty people that leave shitty comments.
I really don't either. I don't. No. It's just like it's just a handful. Just a handful.
Yeah. It's just a handful. And it's fine. Like with the Jeffree Star thing, though, it was really funny for me because like I didn't want to bring a lot of attention to it. So like I scrapped all the videos. I took the stories because those are my favorite part of those videos anyway. And I was like, I'm just going to quietly do this. I don't want to like make a big scene because in my eyes, I don't want to go viral for something stupid like that. I want to go viral because it's whatever, my own video, which by the way, I've never gone viral or anything like that. But I want to do it on my own accord and not because I'm hate talking somebody else or like trash talking. Like that's bullshit. I think to me that's really stupid. So I was like, I'm just going to do this quietly, whatever. And then Jen Loves Reviews is like, I think during her like makeup stream, she's like talking about me. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, don't bring attention to it. Let it go.
Oh God.
And then but I did get a lot of subscribers, which was really sweet. Yes. But I was kind of like, oh God. I was like, I'm just gonna hide in the back here. Thank you.
Are you talking about Jen her beauty community?
Yeah, Jen Loves
video? Yes.
Yeah.
That was so nice that she did that.
Oh, she's awesome. She's really sweet.
She really is. Another person who I feel like is very, I don't know why she's so divided. Like she's such a lovely person and I feel like she gets so much flack from so many people. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, I think when you kind of speak your mind on certain things, it's just people are just very, just throw their opinion out there. And the beauty about living in America, you could pretty much say whatever you want.
Yeah, but
for the most part,
I think the thing is too, we're saying things that are rooted in decency. Okay, I mean, it's like these people are not. This isn't decent behavior. So,
absolutely.
It's a false equivalency to say, oh, you're just not being kind. It's like, no, I'm actually talking about a terrible person.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. That's weird. But I mean, overall though, I think like my time in YouTube has been pretty good. Like I'm very, very lucky and very thankful to have such a really cool audience and have a lot of really cool support. And I've also meet like a lot of really cool people like yourself that have been really awesome. And it's like a weird, it's like a weird internet bubble. And like, it's so funny to like meet actually in person because you're like, oh, you're not on a screen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so weird. It's
absolutely.
Like, okay.
No, I agree. And like, you have to take the good with the bad, but the bad is such a small part. And the good is so like magical. And it really is this community that I never thought I would have. So it's really lovely.
Yeah, no, of course. Of course.
Yeah. But also I do have to tell you that my phone
Your phone's
is
dying? Oh no.
Because we're going so long and I have to anyway, I would plug my phone in, however, I have to have these babies in my ears, so I can't charge my phone. But but this has been fun. This has been fun. This is 2 hours and 8 minutes long.
Yeah. We had a very nice like little serious discussion. It felt like in Actor Studio. I kind of like it.
We did. We did. Yes.
So next month we'll be on my channel. We'll be very zany and silly. Yes. I like that we're more like just like serious and like very good like open dialogues. And then my channel we're like, let's talk about your toenails and shitting.
But I would have also talked about my toenails on here too. We just didn't get into it.
Oh, I know. There's honestly, New York is just a big topic to talk about.
Yes.
And why we hate it, yet we love it at the same time.
We do. We do.
This was great though. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to have you. We're doing this once a month.
It's fun. Honestly, it is a lot of fun because it's like just two crabby New Yorkers just being
yes, we love that. So
two old ladies just talking. I love it.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Where's my coffee? I love it.
Exactly. So thank you to everyone who came. We got like a nice little group of people here. Got up to like 300 some. And please, if you're not following Theresa's Dead, I mean, I don't know who isn't, but if you're not, please do subscribe to her.
Hi.
I mean, and subscribe to me if you came from her channel.
Seriously, go subscribe. We love cross-pollination.
Ooh,
I know. Ooh, right. Ooh. Ooh, maybe we should call that the cross-pollination, like monthly cross-pollination.
I think we should. Maybe that's what we need to call the next one.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna just call that cross-pollination episode 3. I don't know what the subject is, but yeah, we're gonna do that.
That'll bring people in just out of sheer curiosity.
You're gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about? Cross-pollination?" We get the few scientists and then abruptly leave when we're not talking about cross-pollination. God damn it, not again. So, for sure.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes. And please give this a thumbs up before you leave.
Yes. Thumbs up. Support. Actually, the one thing I will say, if you guys should get YouTube Premium because it supports all your creators. And then you can watch this stuff. You don't have to sit through the ads. And again, it supports all of your favorite creaters. So I will plug that. Just get YouTube Premium.
No, it's great. I have YouTube Premium. I can't say enough about it.
So good.
It's fantastic. And it really does go like, I don't really understand how it works, but instead of watching the ads, it does support the creators.
Yeah. It gives them an extra little 5 cents to their paycheck. Yes. And, but most importantly, you don't have to watch stupid ads. And I don't know about you, but YouTube, even though I have changed some of the settings where I have manually put ads, YouTube tends to riddle them with ads.
Oh my God.
I'm like, whatever, it is what it is.
I know, man. YouTube, we haven't figured it out and we probably never will.
No. It's a science, so whatever. We could talk about that on our next cross-pollination talk. So.
And we shall, and we will. Thank you so much to Theresa's Dead, and we will be coming at you a month from now.
Yeah, a month from now. So yeah, end of next month.
Okay, great.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.